I don't want to hide that I'm an alien enough. Yeah, I think the smartest way is to let Enzo use the.
Yeah, because I got that hard drive, dude.
Yeah, you did, and you fixed it, right?
Yeah, and I fixed it, so I have all that information.
So he can be using that to use the symbiote to bring me back to life, mixed with his nanobots to control it.
Yeah, you'll also be maybe able to control it a little bit because of the nanobots, like the mountain.
I have my character, and so wherever you pick up, I'm gonna be the robot.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Fuck yes.
Okay.
A.M.I.
Are you one of a kind?
Artificial mobility intelligence. It depends where we pick up. Because I think if we're still on Gality, I'm Commander Cliff's pet project.
Protocol droid?
His assistant, and that he's been working on artificial intelligence and just to have a helping hand and like a companion around. Since you guys hacked your IDs in the Gality research station, I think you're my people. Because you're employees of the research station.
This is all gold. This is great. Yeah. This is all very good.
Enzo, after all this, is just hanging around, and you see tracks. I'm running on tracks like Wally.
Like
and
Johnny Five?
Yeah, like Johnny Five. Yeah, and I just come and roll out, and I go, Dr. Enzo Pepperoni, what is your directive?
Question: did you just gain consciousness, or have you been like a conscious being on the station for a while?
The date of my creation was stardate 069420.
I don't know what that means. A few weeks ago?
A few years ago, probably on this station. This guy's been stationed here for a while. He's building this robot.
No, if he's like a full sentient AI robot, he should know that we're not on that fucking station.
But you hacked.
But we hacked you too?
I think that you're an employee.
He like updated his systems after you turned back on the power and was like, oh, these people are part of the team.
My database shows that you, Enzo Pepperoni, are highest in command.
It says he's a particle physicist or some shit.
I know a little bit. Okay, so
what is love?
Everyone's all dead on the ship except for us?
Yeah, just for simplicity's sake. You guys clear this ship. You find this robot. You guys then spend time putting Spency back together.
Am I still in a little chamber where they're keeping me alive?
So we're kind of going to fast forward a little bit. You used stuff from the station and from the ship, and you are able to use the robot to help you, and you make...
So do I have to roll for the Spency thing, or are we just going to be able to...
You should roll, like, it's going to be successful. We're getting Spency back, but I think you should roll how good of a job you did so that we know how fucked up Spency is.
How fucked up he looks? Yeah. So I got 7 on the first roll. Barely made it with my intelligence. I rolled a 4.
All right, you do an all right job.
Looks all right.
Spency still
dude, I'm throwing it together on the fly, bro. Come on.
Has like definitely a spot where he was shot in the head.
So I have like this weird one, just jutty out metal plate in my forehead that kind of sticks out like that.
A little sharp edge right there.
And then it runs down to my neck. And then I have, for whatever reason, you decided to replace my whole right arm too. So I have a whole metal right arm.
Oh shit! So now we got shit. Everyone, the whole crew's back together. We got a robot.
So here's the thing. You guys, get all this done. You've gotten a lot accomplished in a day and a half. You come to the conclusion that you want to leave, obviously, on this ship.
How many days has it been? Because that company ship is inbound.
Company ship was inbound in 3 days, right?
Yeah.
No, I thought they said they were leaving in 3 days.
Yeah, they were leaving in 3 days.
However long it takes after you leave in 3 days.
Yeah, that depends how fast the ship is.
So I think we got time, dude. We good. Like all of this has happened in a matter of hours, but we waited. I think it was like 3 days. They might have left already, but they're hauling ass. They're getting here right now,
Spency's operation obviously took some hours, but yeah, it's probably not been 3 days. It's probably been like a day and a half. You've been investigating the ship since you have access to it, and you do realize that you are undermanned to pilot it at its full potential.
In what way, if I could roll to perceive that?
In just sheer number of people needed to operate systems for it to do all the things it's capable of doing.
Did the group of us at least get it to fly?
So yes, you guys can think you can get it to fly because somebody can do the piloting or whatever. But there's a lot of things that need to be in play for it to be able to do all the things.
Oh, we don't have enough people to man the guns and the cannons and things like that.
The guns, the engineering. You need somebody to monitor communications, somebody to monitor sensors. Every function of the ship had an operator.
Can I make a perception check to see how many operators we would need exactly?
It's a lot. It's like a crew of like 12 or 15 people on that ship.
Hey, can I try to do something to change the VIN number or some shit?
Why don't you roll an intelligence to see how much into the system you can get, as it is close to try to lock you out.
Ooh, yes, that is a 10.
So you're able to hack into the system, and it is a military ship, so it can be set to where it doesn't transpond any message or anything like that, and it can try to be as stealthy as possible. There's settings for that. You've hacked it open. You could rename it if you put out a transponder to say whatever you want, because it's a military ship, so you could just be changed once you have access command of the ship. But it will always appear to be a CD. If somebody actually figures out, gets a look at it, it's clearly a CD vessel. After you figure out, okay, we can get it to fly, but it's going to be jank. Where are we going? Did you kill?
Maria and Giuseppe, they're still alive, right?
No, they're still alive.
Yeah, he only killed
I only killed the three
guards.
scientists because Enzo was like, we need to take their clothes, and there was no lab coats around, so I made a swift move to murder everyone. I walk over and I look at Enzo and I cough a little bit, coughing up a little bit of blood. I look at him and go, yeah, I can drive this bitch. I think now I want to have this vibe, General Grievous. I have this forever cough.
So where are we headed, guys? We still going to
wait,
Earth?
you need to tell me where you're going.
I think we're headed to Mars, right? Or Earth?
We were headed, that's where we were going originally.
There's
because
Earth,
we didn't have a ship, but now we have a ship. Our original plan was to go to Earth.
And guess whose idea was to go to Earth?
That's what he wanted us to think. Okay.
So let's go to one of the planets where we could easily just take that shit over and own a planet.
No, dude, let's be pirates now. We got a military ship. Let's go find more people to be pirates with us.
Space pirates.
We need more people, so let's go find some more people.
Yeah, let's go somewhere where we can raid some shit and get some money.
Why doesn't somebody make a wisdom check with navigation systems and star charts and see if they can figure out what the fuck's around here?
Yeah, 11.
So 11, you're able to find all sorts of places around. So there's obviously Mars. It would be hard to explain yourselves rolling into Mars. They're the moons of Jupiter. They're also fairly known and relatively policed. If you really wanted to get into some piracy shit, the place to hide is the Asteroid Belt, because it is ever shifting. It circumnavigates the whole inner solar system. And on bigger asteroids are stations that people built. Mining stations, some abandoned, some taken back over by pirates. One of the most dangerous places are going from the inner solar system, Earth, Mars, the moons of Jupiter, and out to Titan and stuff. That is when they are vulnerable to attack, because they were furthest from a home port. And then there's also like a bunch of rough and tumble mining happening all over the place. Gold Rush era style, where it's small groups of people trying to get some stuff and get out and try to sell it all and be rich. That's one option. Also, Earth sort of more or less abandoned by like and stuff like that. It's a mixed bag. There are some places that are become city-states and have built themselves back up. And then there are some people that are refugees living underground, being very poor. Where are we going?
Down for the asteroid belt.
This planet is all I know. Galaxy Base Research Station.
I walk over and I give A.M.I a little pat on the head with my robot arm to like show robotic symbiosis.
It just starts humming.
I look over at Enzo and go, look at this. The robot's like a cat purring.
Yeah, I taught him that. He gives hairballs too.
So
get out of town. So I walk up, get in the cockpit, and do we want to do Asteroid Belt, or sounds like Asteroid Belt has a lot of money there?
It's
I think Asteroid Belt would be the way to move. Yeah, it would just be the way for us to move. We're trying to be as low key as possible. We're trying to get to where we need to go next as fast as possible to make our foothold and then spread. So I feel like the Asteroid Belt would be pretty good.
We're flying the ship. We're going to a bar on an asteroid belt.
Yeah, we're looking for the closest bar.
You guys need to run some stations to get the ship going. Obviously, you've figured out who's piloting. Someone needs to be making some intelligence rolls on the engineering. And then it's handy to have somebody assisting the pilot with wisdom rolls for navigation.
I'll do that.
And then those are the core systems. If some other shit goes wrong, you probably need somebody else to be able to go address that.
We got the roving man.
Yeah, how big is this ship? Because we're trying to figure it out. When you're saying that we don't have, we're understaffed, do you mean like we need like a lot more people, 1 or 2 guys, and we'd be fully staffed or fully operational?
If we're keeping with the pirating analogy, I think you need at least 10 guys.
In this ship?
Yeah.
So that means we gotta get 6 more people.
You need like a crew, like a ship.
But is that's how big the ship is? Because the way that I'm trying to imagine it in my head, it is how big
Well,
was
if you
it?
think about the size, you guys went into
Think
a
about
brig.
how many people you killed.
We were in a brig, which was like 4 or 5 different cells.
Right.
Cells.
And then you went through multiple layers of hallways, which you didn't get to the end of any of them except for one. One went all the way back towards engineering and stuff. One went towards like gun system rooms and stuff. Now that you've explored, probably you've found all these things. And the deck you were on at the time, like it went up at one point, like it went up to higher decks in the last episode. And you got to the top deck, which is where the bridge was, which has several rooms off this main hallway that leads to the bridge. There's definitely room for a lot of people to be doing something. And it had more.
How many does it quote unquote sleep?
It's like a skeleton crew. Like that's not having shifts of people to run the ship. Like they would have had shifts of people to run the ship 24/7. You obviously don't need that necessarily.
How many like quote unquote rooms or beds?
Well, they were probably sleeping in rotations. Some officers' quarters. There's going to be some kind of captain's quarters, which is like a private room. And then there's probably the commander probably has a smaller room. Neither of these are big, but the captain's room is probably big enough to like fit a desk in. The commander's room is smaller than that. And then there's probably a third room that maybe there's one more room that houses all the officers, like a lieutenant commander and a lieutenant or two. And then there's like just a bigger room that's just all the rest of the bunks. And that's probably like 20 bunks, or maybe less, maybe like, because they sleep in shifts, so probably maybe like 10 or 15 bunks.
The robot doesn't.
Is there enough room to store another ship on this ship?
It's not a massive cargo hold because there's a bunch of weapons, science equipment. You could get something really small, the size of like a motorcycle or something.
So kind of like a mobile speeder for when we get on the ground.
Yeah, you could do something like that. Yeah, like a smart car would fit in there. You know.
Cool. Yeah, so like a little like cloud car, essentially, like Star Wars style.
Yeah, you could get something like that in there, probably. Yeah.
I rolled for piloting.
What'd you get?
I got an 11.
Somebody make an engineering roll for me.
I will do that.
Make sure everything's powering correctly.
9.
You can see how it can get out of whack. Like you're balancing a bunch of systems. You're keeping up with it, but it's starting to get harder to do. As like you're like, oh, this is why there's more than one person operating multiple systems, because I'm doing the job of like 2 people right now.
But I get it done.
So space is real big, y'all, and getting to where you're going is not as simple as just driving down the road. Everything in space is moving. Like speed is all relative. Everything is moving. The sun is revolving around the center point of the galaxy, galactic central point, and then everything in the solar system is spinning around that, including the body you just left and the potential bodies you're trying to get to. A wisdom roll needs to be made astral navigate correctly to give Spency's station the correct feed of information so that he can appropriately pilot the ship.
A.M.I rolls up next to Spency, locks into place, and has this little claw, and then I just R2D2 into setting course to Asteroid Belt, Sol System. Confirm. Beep, 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 beep. Confirm. Beep, 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 beep. Confirm. Beep, 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 beep. Confirm. Beep, 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 beep.
Confirm.
11.
Oh, nice. Confirm.
Destination: Asteroid Belt, Sol System. Confirm.
Full success on piloting and the astral navigation. You got a mixed success on the engineering. So you guys fly out of this station.
Do we have Julian's body still on the ship?
Yeah, I mean, you tell me. What did you do with the bodies? Did you pack them all into?
I would have liked to have saved Julian's body.
Okay, sure, you can do that.
Check his person. Like this all happened before we flew out. I would have liked to have checked his person and taken his gun and masks.
No joke. You gain 1 use of adventuring gear.
Dope.
Because that's all I had left. That was the only item I had.
The masks are like digital, as I recall.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah, so it's like it's also my personal data device.
Yeah, it's his personal data device, which you would have to have wanted access to.
For sure. But I went to his
Also,
data device.
before we left, we didn't bring Maria and Giuseppe.
You just left them there?
No, well, because the rescue ship's coming, and we just told them to tell them that the government,
Yeah, the company. Well, the company.
We just told them to tell the people that picked him up that the CD came and then just left him there.
You can try and get them to do a job on the ship if you want to.
Yeah, I feel like maybe we should have brought them with us just to have extra hands on the ship.
Okay, bring your
Because
girlfriend.
Maria can at least be useful enough to like run a computer or something. She did that beforehand, so she can be technically useful.
Yeah. Hey, can we roll to see if Maria's horrified by Spencer's new face? I want to roll that. I want to roll that right now.
That sounds awesome.
So I'm going to roll for her in general like a sanity check because she's been through a lot. And now Julian's dead and Spence modified significantly. And there's a lot more dead people. And
now there's just this weird robot rolling around that everybody seems totally cool with.
It's pretty funny. Watch this. Hey, A.M.I. Say a joke.
Does not compute.
See, isn't that so funny?
He's trying to use.
He's always saying the craziest stuff.
What is humor?
I look at A.M.I. and go,
I'm assuming since this is like a ship that goes far distances, it has a database. I just point out the computer and I just like learn stuff.
She rolled an 8.
Oh shit! So is she sane or kind of sane?
You can see that she is not well, but you can also see that she is trying to hold it together. If that makes sense.
She's a survivor, dude. She's been working for the Mafia for a while. She knows what's up.
What did you do with all the dead bodies?
They're rotting in the brig.
Can they just be in the part that opens and we could just let them go out into space at some point?
Oh yeah, you could space them. You could put them in an airlock and space them while you're away from anything. And space is big. They'll just be frozen and probably smashed into bits or float forever.
So for Julian, we're keeping him for some reason, right?
we kept Julian's body just so I could check it to get the device off of him to get the faces, and then took like whatever he had on him, his adventuring gear.
You guys fly towards the asteroid. You get close. As you get closer to the belt, you're able to try and get and figure out a location. So you've made it to the neighborhood of this part of the belt. You are now in the neighborhood of the asteroid belt, or at least this portion of it, as it is the large belt. And you can try to discern realities on what things there are to see or do or find a bar in this neighborhood.
I'm handed the wheel of the spaceship, and I look over at A.M.I. and go, "Hey, A.M.I. finding a bar around here, something? Can you scan for that?"
No network terminal detected. Please establish communications with neural network.
So you have to like plug into the neural network.
Yeah, because we're just on a ship and we don't have any communications. We're in a closed circuit, so we need to go somewhere that has access to the internet.
There is a communications console that somebody could try and operate.
What skill is that? You would be talking to people, so maybe charisma or deck.
You're just listening to the things you're good at.
Intelligence makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, because you're operating a piece of equipment. Charisma makes sense if you like talking to people. I don't know. I guess intelligence, because you're trying to hack into that system.
So I look at A.M.I. and go, "Hey, take the controls for a second." And I walk over to the comm, and I set out the comm links, the message of looking for places to station.
You need to roll intelligence to operate
The comm.
Then you can go back to...
That is a 9.
Okay, so you're able to function it partially. It's at least on, so that the robot could plug into it.
I was having the robot take control of the ship for a second, just like make sure it was staying on autopilot.
Well, what do we try? I feel like we've gotten on 2 different tracks. What I want is somebody to make a wisdom roll to discern where we're going, like in a more specific location. You asked the robot to do it. The robot said, "No, I'm not plugged into anything. I gave you a way to plug him into something."
Okay, so then I guess I'll plug him in.
If you're doing that, we don't have to do that. That's just where I was.
Yeah, hook him up. Give him knowledge.
I will say, now that I have the comm system up, I'll switch out with A.M.I. and take back control of the ship and let him go into the comm system now that I have it up.
Yeah, because I just don't want it to be, "Oh, let me send my contact an email." and he will tell me exactly where to go.
You got contacts? How many contacts you got?
I am part of the intergalactic network of independent robot thinkers.
What's that acronym?
Inert.
Inert.
So do you want to make a wisdom roll or what?
I'm trying to use my network thing, so we have to go through the communications array.
Oh, you're trying to use your network, so you're not.
Otherwise, I could just scan the area and see what's local. But if we want to know that information,
yeah, if you want some crazy insider shit, yeah, you're right. You gotta
work the communications console too.
He booted it up. You can plug into it now and use it to connect to the.
Yeah.
Beep, bop, boop, bop, bop, bop.
So I plug into the communications console. And I feel the consciousness of all the other AIs, and I find someone that knows about the asteroid belt around me, and that gives me 2 hold plus charisma. And so now I can spend holds. I can't learn about the asteroid belt again. I have to give them information about something to get more hold. I'm gonna ask who can help me out around here. We are looking for crew.
So your connections specifically are built on that scientist who built these connections?
It's open. I'm an open source AI.
He plugged you into an open source network. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
So those connections are based off.
So my intelligence is just
totally different experiences.
Things compiled on top of each other, and the way that information is going in modern times, it's gonna be
it's like a private network of blacknet network.
You know all and see all.
So who can help you? You know that in this sector there is a space station that has an entertainment district, and in that entertainment district is somebody else who's somehow linked into this network, has maybe some affiliation with a droid in this AI in this network, who might be able to help you get crew members, as this place is a place where a lot of the local mining crews, when they make a big windfall, they come there to blow all their cash. It's like an Atlantic City vibe. It's not a big Vegas. It's just the closest place to get drunk and get laid and get.
Let's go to Reno.
Yeah, Reno. But you have more hold if you'd like to continue asking questions.
No, I think I'm gonna.
Okay, we should name this connection. What's this person's name or company name, or what's the affiliation?
You tell me who that droid is, or who gave me this information.
There's probably just some shady tech guy on that station, because it's kind of like in the backwater that does what he wants, and he has an AI hooked up to that same network of information, and he's the source for that share.
He's like in one of those claustrophobic warehouse rooms where he's got iron fences and he's got computers on those iron
to the wall. Yeah, it's just computers to the wall. Oh yeah, he's just hacking. Oh, you don't know what he's doing. Hacking.
And you just see my signature, A.M.I signature. That's just like bleep beep beep. But he's so busy hacking that he doesn't see that I've gathered this information.
Yeah,
he's a hacking.
So what's this hacker's name?
Leroy
Jenk. You wouldn't get his real name. You'd get his user handle. Leroy458.
Just like crime guy.
You guys want to dock with this station? Is that our goal?
Yes. See.
As you approach the station, somebody does need to talk to them because they're hailing.
Who's got the best charisma now?
Robots on communications, right?
Yeah, the robots on the comms.
Yeah,
sure. Let's go, A.M.I.
Let's go, A.M.I.
You got that charisma?
You got it.
Request access to dock 8.
The person on his side of the comm is pauses at the robotic voice and says, "CD vessel, please state your intention in our airspace."
My head swivels to Enzo.
Tell him we want a party.
We are here to party.
There's a little bit of commotion on the other side of the line, like a muffled. That's a CD. He says he wants to party, but it's not a robot. And then there's, all right, docking bay 94, and then you get docking information from the town.
Pull that puppy in.
So roll to dock this thing without smashing it up the station or yourself.
Lovely. That's going to be a natural 10 for +2 for 12.
Nice.
Yeah,
okay, you do a good job. You line it up and you dock it to
I'm a natural pilot.
And it connects to the airlock. And you guys are able to enter the station as you please.
I would like to stay on the ship to
I
make
think
sure.
before we leave, we need to talk to Giuseppe and Maria.
Okay.
Because if they don't want to go on with this would be the perfect time for them to
get out. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you gather them both together?
Yeah, we all gather like a meeting, all of us. Even A.M.I.
So you gather up
The
and
crew meeting before we go on leave.
Giuseppe says, so are we still going to Earth to see my ma?
Giuseppe, we can't go there. The CD knows we're going where we were going because of that rat Julian, so we can't go that way. If you'd still like to go see your mother, I'm pretty sure you can find someone here that could take you there. But if not, we're gonna have to go somewhere else.
He nods. I
And
don't know.
Maria, I know that you have been through a lot with us. If you wanted to leave, we would totally understand.
She's like, where am I going to go? I'm just going to be out here in some mining station floating in space.
Better than watching people die.
She shakes her head like, I don't even know anymore.
We always have a bunk on our ship if you want to stay.
Giuseppe, he looks at her as like, Maria, they ain't no space dragons anymore. Turns out it all died with Max. This is the new crew. We got to make this work until you find something better. And I don't think getting stranded out here in the asteroid belt's better. Giuseppe looks at you and he says, I must stay.
You're gonna stay, Giuseppe. No, it's not gonna be an easy road. And we are no longer the Blue Dragons. You are Drago Azule.
Drago what?
Drago Azule.
The name of our ship.
Oh, all right.
Drago Azule.
And Maria just shrugs and she's like, okay, we'll stay.
I look at both of them and go, better have the stomach for it. This is your only chance out now. And I turn away and start to walk out of the room.
That makes both of them uncomfortable. Like they thought they had gotten to an okay place and then it just got worse.
Hey, I'm just trying to be honest with them, bro.
No, that's if your character's like that, that's fine.
I walk out of the room to be alone, to just kind of go sit with myself.
I think when you walk out of the room, Maria looks over at Enzo and says, I don't know what you did to him, but he's different. He's not the same guy.
You know, going to the other side and coming back changes someone. Maybe he's still there. You never know. What was I going to say? Can we get stat checks on both of those so we can find jobs for them on the ship?
I don't want to give them full stat blocks, but I will give them a skill that you can try and teach them up on so they can do said thing. You know what I mean? So the way that NPCs work in the book is they get a tag, basically, and whenever it's related to the tag, then you can use their plus on the subject. You know what I mean? So the tag could be like engineering or piloting or communications or life support, or you know what I mean? Like you could train them on a ship system. What do you want to train them on?
If I'm going to be doing engineering, I might need a backup just so someone's going to do a plus.
Mm-hmm.
And then we don't have anyone on
There's
life support.
Communications. There's like life support.
Well, Amy's on communications right now. Spency's a pilot. I'm in engineering.
We could have Reggie on gunner.
Yeah, I like that. I'll be on gunner.
We could put him in the cockpit for the turrets.
So life support's not part of engineering. It's something totally different.
Engineering is about managing the core that is a reactor of some kind. Like you're basically managing a nuclear reactor. So you have to try to balance how much you're pushing it for power versus like its cooling rate, keeping whatever science parameters within the green zone. Whereas life support is that person's like functionally balancing where systems are going.
Cool.
Maybe that's more of a, let's maybe make that more like a ship systems operations or something like that. It'd be like life support and like the doors and like the fire suppression system. You know what I mean? All those auxiliary systems on the ship would be one person's job.
So obviously one of them on that. Does it matter? Do you guys care who's who?
I think maybe Maria be your backup in engineering, and then Giuseppe be life support.
The systems.
Yeah. Systems.
Because Reggie could also be.
He could swap in and be systems between gunner if we need it.
He could actually give you aid too because he read all those books on the piloting.
Yeah, he could aid me on the pilot. He could be my co-pilot, and then he could switch to gunner when we get heated. Yep. Yeah, let's do that. So
what's your dex?
So Reggie will be my co-pilot.
My dex is 13.
Which is what?
Yeah, so we're good.
One?
Yeah, +1.
That's solid. I would like to hop back into whatever little cryo bath that will heal me up a little bit. If that helps.
Okay, yeah, well you can stay on the ship.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the bar. You could stay. Yeah, you're still hurt. You're still.
I imagine
you just came back from dead. We get it.
You're probably also like working with Giuseppe and Maria and training their new positions too. So then the three of you want to go into this seedy space station's entertainment district.
Yeah, space bar. Two buff guys and a robot.
Buff guys in a robot walking into a bar. You cut out of the ship and you come out into the main causeway, and it's like a big, like just circle, right? Pathway that goes around the ship, goes around a central core, and this big circle pathway has like multiple stories on it. It's kind of like being in like a mall when you're walking down the center of a mall and you see the multiple stories, if that mall was just set on a curve the whole way around. Except it's not that nice of a mall. It's a pretty shitty mall. And there's like floor tiles missing and liquid dripping every once in a while. Part of the mall, the part that they docked you near based on what you said on the phone, is popping off. There is loud music blaring, flashing neon lights happening. You see people drinking, staggering down the street drunk, gambling, like digital gambling machines, like every few feet that people are pouring their money into. And there's bars. There's like strippers. There's a whole 9 yards here. What do you do?
A.M.I, where's your connect? You said you know a bunch of robots from the interwebs or something?
I just start rolling towards the person that knows where we could get some crew, just like based on my intel, and I'm scanning the area looking for that person.
You scan the area and you spot at like one of the bars, there is a guy in a trench coat, Matrix style trench coat, and he's like a lean, pale dude. And he's hunched over a drink at the bar, and he's sitting like alone.
I roll up to him, and I bump into him. Shake the table with like whatever drink he has.
What is this crazed robot doing?
Enzo, pepperoni.
What are you ordering lunch?
And I knock into the table again.
Yeah, and he's up trying not to spill his drink. Whose robot is this before I trash it? And these people start to look. Enzo, are you there?
Yeah, I followed him.
This is the contact for crew acquisitions.
What?
Enzo Pepperoni.
Hey, so we're looking to get a crew together. We heard that you're the guy to talk to.
How did you find out about me? Who are you?
Robot knows a guy. Who knows a guy? Know another guy. You know what I'm saying?
He looks at the robot and then he pulls out his data device and he like sends you a wireless ping, and it's a handshake, the robot handshake for like you're meeting someone in person who has access to this network, and it's like he's waiting for you to send him the response. The call and response from the robot.
I reciprocate 011010001.
And he nods his head. He's like, I see. This makes sense. All right. We should, I guess I can trust you guys. And he leads you down the causeway, kind of away from all the drunken partying people to like a slightly quieter part. And there's a door that just kind of looks like the wall basically, but there's like a keyhole. And not a keyhole, a digital magical internet keyhole, and he actuates that and punches in a bunch of codes, and the door clicks open and he leads you inside, and it is just as described, a tiny room, a small bunk room, and it's just packed with computer technology, and the three of you can barely fit in there, but he boots up his system and says, all right, so you guys are from the Black Network, so what are you looking for exactly?
We're looking for a little work, maybe a crew that can help us man our new ship we just stole.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Well, you came to the right guy. So you need some people that are more discreet, and I can help you find that. And he's going through like ship manifests of ships that have recently landed. Like I've hacked into the whole network here on the space station. I have access to everything that comes in and out that's scanned digitally. I can see it, and a lot of that includes crew manifests from these local mining outfits.
Where is blue paint?
Blue paint.
Direct me towards blue paint.
He starts typing in blue paint in his computer. Is that some kind of code I should be aware of? Blue paint? He looks around his desk and he picks up a blue Sharpie and he tosses it at you and then goes back to typing on the computer. And he says, look at this here. And he clips up a crew of a ship that the company just went out of business. So the ship has landed here and these people are like unemployed and they're just drinking whatever money they have away on the ship in this district. This company was known for some shadier activities, so the folks on this crew might be more accustomed to your kind of business.
Interesting.
He pulls up other crews, but they are you might be able to scalp some people from more reputable businesses. If you want to target a particular skill set, I could suggest some individuals who are more skilled than the folks I just showed you, but they will be harder to poach as they are more reputable business.
I'm going to spend one of my hold and ask him, what's the greatest danger here?
Well, if you were to approach one of these more reputable folk to try to get them on your team and you didn't do a great job and maybe shared a little bit too much information, then you might get popped for having a stolen ship, or someone might try to make a move on you knowing you're weak, not having a crew. That could be pretty bad. If you stick to these shadier folk, they're not going to be as good, but they won't be as much trouble either, because they're in the club.
I'm gonna spend my last hold. What do these crew members most desire?
Well, wealth is a powerful motivator. Money is most of the reason anyone's even out here in the first place.
Funds low.
Or something that translates into money. You will find the occasional glory seeker, but not many people who are willing to lay down their life for a cause. That's not this group. You're going to find individuals who are out for themselves, and it will be loyal as long as the coin is right. Coin is the wrong term. We're in the future. As long as the credits are correct.
Cody, question about the ship. I'm assuming since it's a military vessel, it was fully stocked with I don't know however the food generator operates, but food generator material.
Has provisions for a year or something for 20 people.
Yeah, because that's a good selling point. You can hey, you guys are doing nothing here. You have a chance to make some money. We can't pay you up front. Free room and board. You do what you do, and we're trying to make money. We're all trying to make money.
He kind of presented you with options. If you want to give me a specific job that you want, of the jobs we've talked about, or a job that makes sense on the ship, for somebody that actually has a good modifier in that to do that job, you can try to hunt down an individual, like he said, and he can tell you this person, and you can try to talk them onto being your crew. These are the more reputable folks that are going to be harder to persuade. And then you can also more easily persuade the riffraff, and that you don't have to tell me anything specific because you're not getting anything specific. These are just people who generally know how to work on a ship, and they'll let you roll on things without having to put one of you guys there, but you're not getting any modifier. Does that make sense? You can say someone's in engineering because I have the crew to do that, and you'll be able to roll at a +0.
Okay. Does the modifier change if, let's say that there's 2 people in engineering? Does it change to +1 since now there's 2 people?
Not unless somebody has knowledge. It's based on knowledge. So two idiots doesn't necessarily make one smart person.
So what do you think, Reggie? What do you think, Bebop?
Drago, Azule, where is blue paint?
Okay, we don't need blue paint right now. I thought you were those smart robots.
Oh, Azule, that's what you guys came in, putting it together on his files, and he hacks into camera pictures of your ship that he starts pulling up. He's like, wait, did you steal a CD vessel?
Where is blue paint?
Yeah, we do need to change it up a little bit. Do you got a hookup for that?
You guys are either
we got a little bit of wealth,
skilled or incredibly dumb.
I like to say we're a little bit of both.
Oh, geez. Okay, well, I'm gonna find you some blue paint, and you can get the hell out of my office and not talk to me. And he gives you his digital thing. You can text me here, but don't ever approach me in public again. Please get out. Bye.
So we leave.
So you can text him if you want to look for a gunner or an engineer.
So what do you guys want to do, Reggie? Do you want to get the good guys or do you want to get the okay guys? We could add more maybe reputable guys later on if we need to.
Yeah, when you figure out what your weaknesses are.
Let's go find these. We send that guy a text asking to send us the information on the shady guys.
So he sends you back a picture from one of the security cameras, and it says the location on the ship that the security camera's from, and it is a shot, kind of a grainy shot from above, and a few people are circled in the shot, and these are you can see at one of the shittier of the bars in this place that some of these crew members are hanging out and drinking. And you can see they're disheveled workman gear, overalls and coveralls, half off and dirty, a lot of overgrown beards on the men, just roughneck blue collar folk. So you can go to that bar if you please. And if you do, when you walk inside, this bar is supposed to be themed, but the theme is not clear because it's just a hodgepodge of shit. Part of it's Western, but then part of it's nautical. Yeah. And there's some hokey music playing on the radio. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna ask A.M.I if it can locate the, I don't know, whoever the head guy looked like in the file, whoever it seems like the highest ranking one of them is. File.
I'll roll and then I'll ask what here is valuable to me or who's really in control.
Okay.
But no matter what I roll, you have to tell me what happened here recently.
Oh, okay.
No matter what, because that's part of my ability.
So recently there was a bar fight here. There's like a broken digital pool cue and some like a chair that had been smashed and a little bit of blood on the ground that's fairly fresh. Like this fight happened within like the last hour or two. That's what happened here recently.
I'm still gonna roll, but that's 5.
That's a fail. Okay, you walk in and the bartender says, "Hey, we don't serve your kind here.
I look around.
Your droid is gonna have to wait outside. We don't do digital life forms."
He's not even gonna drink anything.
Exactly. They don't drink anything and they take good people's jobs. Tell them to get the fuck out.
My intake can handle alcohol, ethanol, H2O, CO2, petrol.
Now he's spouting shit. Tell him to get the hell out or before.
All right, hey, Amy, you gotta chill. Okay, kid, just chill out. We'll go inside. Me and Reggie. We'll deal with these guys. You make some friends out here. Yeah, we're gonna go inside. I have the files and I'm just looking around for these motherfuckers.